2K Sports pregame show.
Hey everybody, Ernie Johnson welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm joined by the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, and the Jet, Kenny Smith. In this
Welcome, sports fans. Thanks for joining us. And it's time for NBA basketball. And nothing.
Hello, Kevin.
And as always, thanks to you. That kind of unpredictability helps in some settings, can cause many matchup problems for the D. And Brent, if you're a veteran-laden team that's going to make the playoffs, how do you feel about resting a few starters, especially in back-to-backs? Or is it better to keep everyone sharp and rolling and keep that momentum going?
Well, we know it's not good for the fans to have guys sitting down and not playing in games, but as we've seen in recent years, the importance of making sure that your star players feel fresh both physically and mentally has coaches and organizations thinking differently down the late stretches of any campaign.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. On the court for the Trailblazers, we've got Mills. Al Farouk Amino is out there with Griffin. And there's Roberson, and it's Cousins in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Mills with it, guarded now by Morris. And Griffin scores. The assist by Mills. Griffin's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three. On defense, the Trailblazers. And Holiday kicks to Anthony. There's a screen. Embiid dishes to Carmelo. And the shot goes down. Anthony's got his first 2 points.
Bully ball in action as Melo gets himself way deep into the paint where he knows he can score.
Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. Cousins. Second shot opportunity, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
Cousins is just simply not an easy cover for anybody, especially when he uses that shot fake. Highly effective there.
One thing that DeMarcus Cousins doesn't get enough credit for, Brent, as a big man, is his ability to pass.
Well, for his career, Kevin, averaging 3 assists per game, but has had a couple of seasons where he's almost pushed that up to 5 per game. So coaches look at that ability and try to put him in those sort of situations where they can take advantage of it.
Anthony, the pass to Holiday. And Embiid throws it down.
This guy is a beast on the board.
And when he gets those second chance points, GA, he does not waste one of them.
Well, you love the NBA, but some of these guys have the DNA. He also outworks everybody. Filthy combination.
Here's Aminu. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Just 3 to shoot. Roberson gets the bucket.
Well, I like watching Roberson get involved in the offense, especially when he gets down there. Nice soft touch down on the inside.
Anthony kicks to Bogdanovich. Now the feed to Holiday. Shoots over Mills. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim.
Holiday looking comfortable there when he gets in close.
For Portland, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. And Roberson kicks to Cousins. There's the pick. Now here's Mills. Defense right on him. Holiday with the defensive effort.
Wonderful defense, staying active around the rim and then really putting the shooter in a tough spot.
Anthony dishes to Holiday. Corner shot. And again, it's Joel Embiid. Embiid's got 6 points.
Enjoyed that unselfish play from Holiday for that swing pass to the open teammate.
And Mills kicks to Griffin. At the elbow, it's Cousins. Shot's good. Griffin making the play.
When a guy is capable of so many things like that on the offensive end, anytime you lose sight of him, he's got a huge advantage.
Holiday, the pass to Anthony. Embiid the screen. The baseline J. And another basket for Toronto.
Carmelo Anthony operating in the mid-range is just danger zone. You got to put your defense at DEFCON 1.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And Aminu kicks to Cousins. Shoots over Embiid. Will not go. This is off the front iron. And here comes the break. And Holiday has it in the corner. Got it up. And it's good, but hold on. The officials may want to look at that one on the replay monitor. And indeed, they're going to look at it again. They need to be certain he beat the buzzer.
And to me, guys, it looks pretty clear-cut on the instant replay. I mean, the ball was out of his hands in time. I think they'll confirm this one pretty quickly.
And so it's Toronto, with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. And we'll be right back after this. And Blake Griffin grew up playing the game alongside his...
watching him kind of go through the...
Well, talking about taking the right course, we know that the older brother of Blake Griffin, 3 years older, he played, as did Blake, for their dad, Tommy, in high school, and they were terrific high school players and 4-time state champions.
I mean, it always helps to have a big brother who's kind of been there and done that and can share those experiences with you. Doesn't hurt to have a dad also who's a pro player either, and also a college coach.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And guys, what's your take on Toronto so far?
Hustling on that offensive glass, that's led to a number of second chance points.
Yeah, if your opponent fails to block out, you get yourself in great position. That was the story of the first quarter for them offensively.
On the floor for Portland, Mills out there with Andre Robertson. Then there's Al-Farouq Aminu. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins. And it's Griffin in at the 4 spot. Bogdanovich with it, and Griffin picks him up defensively. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Oh, big time put back there. What a great motor on this guy.
There is no one who goes after those rebounds harder. Hey, Brent, Jerry West once said that his ultimate lineup would feature 5, 6, 9 players. I like that. In a league that features so much switching, and you were just talking about this, would that be the perfect recipe for a versatile lockdown defender?
Well, I'd take 4 6'9" players in Jerry West. How about that? That might be pretty
Always
good.
include West with anybody, right? West with anybody.
No doubt about it. At 6'9", I think what Jerry's alluding to there, Kevin, is the fact that each of those guys would have a tremendous amount of length to cover up the floor. So foot quickness, lateral movement, and then that length to bother anybody, not only challenging shots, but also getting to the rim and making sure that there's some protection around the interior part of your defense.
And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. Pass to Cousins. Over Embiid. Not enough on that one as it misses.
Yeah, the defense cannot afford to be that lazy. You got to be up on the shooters at all times, especially at the mid-range.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
And Drew Holiday is 6'4", maybe Brent closer to 6'5" in shoes. Huge for the point guard position.
Well, that size helps him out a lot defensively, especially when he uses his hands as well as he does. And most of the point guards in the league, Kevin, are good defensively at tipping passes and predicting plays. And Drew Holiday has all of the physical sets to be a more dominant defender at that position.
Here's Cousins. Cousins with another miss. Toronto leading by 13. It's stolen by Aminu. And now Portland on the break. Stolen by Holiday. Fast break Toronto. Here's Bogdanovich. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
You got to respect how under control Bogdanovich is. When he's penetrating quickly inside, he makes the D hit him on the way up.
And you see Bogdanovich, 6'8" at times, listed at shooting guard. GA, is he a 2?
No, if anything, I think he's often better defending power forwards than he is against the wings, in part because you're not going to look to post that position in the way the game is played today. This guy is skilled and tough, but doesn't have the great foot speed defensively, so I think that's to his advantage to guard those guys.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Fellas, Al-Farouq Aminu has established himself as a great defensive player, and he wants that recognition. He said, my goal every year is to be Defensive Player of the Year. I want to guard 1 through 4 and even 5 sometimes. I want it to be known that I'm a great defender, and I want the league to recognize that. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Aminu continues to prove his worth on the defensive end. His length and quickness certainly hard to deal with. Anthony dishes to Holiday. Embiid the screen. Now Holiday. He had 10 points in the win against Utah. Anthony's shot is off.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Oh, man, he'd love to have that one back. He just does everything right, but doesn't get the finish.
Roberson the pass to Griffin. Kicks to Aminu. Portland moving the ball around. Clock at 4. Screen by Cousins. Here's Roberson. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Roberson's got his second basket of the game. Outside Holiday. He feeds it to Embiid. Passes to Bogdanovich. Anthony down low. Missed inside.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And what an amazing performance the hometown fans are witnessing here tonight. Joel Embiid having an outstanding game. He had 13 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 assist. He's been in the midst of some incredible games lately, and tonight he's got it going again. How about you? So that'll do it for now.
As we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. Joel Embiid. Toronto leading by 15. We've got Joel Embiid. Holiday out there with Bogdanovich. Then it's Anthony, and it's Morris in at the 3. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Back to Holiday. Just 5 on the clock. And the pass to Embiid from 12 feet out. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. 15 points for Joel Embiid.
Yeah, you can't allow those kind of looks. That's the type of defense played by a team staring at a double-digit deficit.
And it's Aminu in the corner. He dishes it to Roberson. Picked by Griffin. Mills, that's a 2-pointer. That shot misses. And Toronto will go the other way with it. They put up a nice win against Utah last time out.
And their aggressiveness on D, for me, it felt like that was the advantage that turned the tide for them.
Well, fast and physical, sometimes you can get lost if you get out of whack. They had great discipline on that end of the floor, and that led to some key stops, and they got the win.
Trailblazers trail by 17. And you don't see it quite as often anymore, but if you give Blake Griffin some space, Brent, and a path to the hoop, he'll put you on a poster. And whatever other social media you've got, and I know you've got a lot.
Yeah, log in, Kevin, and you'll see some Blake Griffin highlight plays. And it does seem like he needs a little bit more room to get to that burst. But that's a guy who's a veteran. That's a guy who's understanding his game a little bit better and still finding ways to be effective.
Now a timeout called by Portland. This, their first look at this year's Toronto squad. And here we go with the breakdown tonight of the front court and back court rebounding numbers for Toronto.
And you can see the massive amount of rebounding being done by the front court. They are banging bodies and just fighting for everything down there. And really, guys, I think the key to why they are enjoying this big lead.
Just 5 on the clock. Here's Roberson. Offensive rebound.
Well, it took 4. They finally got one to go. Still, they need to connect on more opportunities to get this quarter going.
Outside Holiday. Embiid kicks to Morris. There's the screen. Embiid the screen. Shot off the pick. And it's Portland with the rebound. After this game wraps up, they're off to Atlanta where they'll take on the Hawks. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip. Aminu dishes to Mills. Lets it go with a 3. Aminu misses. Toronto leading by 17. A 3 from Morris sinks the triple. Morris has got 5 points now this quarter.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
And Mills kicks to Aminu. Dishes it to Griffin. To the inside. Now here's Mills, guarded by Holiday. Another shot, and there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a 3-point play. Going to the line for 1.
Determined on the glass is DeMarcus Cousins. When the shot goes up, looks like he knows exactly where it's going.
This will be his 3rd free throw shot of the game.
DeMarcus Cousins, a big guy without a doubt, who can carry the offensive load for any team that he's playing on. He puts up some incredible numbers on some decent offensive efficiency. Over 20 shots a game, though, the last few seasons.
Trailblazers trail by 20. Picked by Griffin. Over to the wing. Back to Mills. Here's Aminu. No good with the triple.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
Embiid kicks to Bogdanovich. Now the dish to Carmelo. And no good. The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. Toronto ahead, running away with it. And we're just moments away from the start of the 4th quarter. Stay with us. And let's listen to head coach Terry Stotts review the game plan with his guys.
Defensively, we got to give a little.
And we're getting underway here in the 4th quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. On the court right now for the Trailblazers, DeMarcus Cousins out there with Griffin. Then there's Roberson, then it's Mills, and it's Aminu in at the 3 slot. Screen by Cousins. Back to Aminu. Portland moving the ball around. Cousins with a screen on Embiid. Roberson, the shot that time, not on target. And Toronto will come the other way. Hey, Brent, what's more important, offense or defense? Some guys are great at both.
Well, offense is sometimes what you get paid for, Kevin, but defense is where you need a buy-in. And so to me, it's always the defense and the way that you construct that camaraderie on that end of the floor, that communication on that end of the floor that's going to make the difference in your season.
Don't you love two-way players, though, guys that play hard at both ends? It's hard to do, but the guys that do it well really stand out.
Well, it's not football, Kevin. There's two sides that you have to play in basketball, and certainly the more equipped that you are to play both, the more playing time you're going to see for a coach. And they still need to step up just a little bit. They have the lead, but he needs to find himself out there.
Screen by Cousins. Feeds to Roberson. Pass to Cousins. Right wing. Here's Aminu. Off target with his 3. Toronto leading by 20. Outside Holiday. He kicks to Morris. Hey, Brent, what are some of the biggest differences between NBA play and international play?
I think in international play, and we're moving more and more towards it, Kevin, is possessions oftentimes involve 5 to 6 passes and exploring quick cuts to the basket, big guys away from the hoop, and opening up space around the lane for cutters to get in there and slicing through with passes to get available scoring opportunities. A lot of these coaches have borrowed some sets, especially during international competition with the Olympics, that they've brought back to training camps for the NBA season.
Passing, cutting, shooting. I mean, those are the most attractive things to the naked eye to see and watch.
You know what, Kevin? That sounds a lot like basketball to me.
Yeah, me too. Trailblazers trail by 18. High, arcing shot. Shot's good by Mills.
Like the execution on the floater there, Patty Mills is adept at measuring those difficult shots.
Now here is Holiday. D right on him. Morris outside. And there's the feed to Embiid. And he comes off the screen to bury the jump shot.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for Toronto.
You know, a team can have a great shooting night without getting a lot of assists, but tonight they had both.
Yeah, and listen, you only get the assist if the guy you give it to makes the shot. So a lot of assists will up your field goal percentage, but this is a great team effort by everyone.
And this will be a big win for them. Lucky win number 13 now in the bag. The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Joel Embiid.
Just a force on the glass, did a fantastic job crashing the boards and coming up with seemingly every rebound.
Thornwell can't get it to go. For Toronto, they've gone 1 of 5 from the field here in the fourth. A lot of misses, just the one make. Wade up top. Here's Isaac, guarded by O'Neal. Toronto needs to get off a shot. Puts it up from 17. Jefferson with the rebound. There's 31 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Wright, left side. Thornwell, the pass to Wright. O'Neal dishes to Wright. Screen by O'Neal. Pass to Thornwell. Bangs home the trifecta.
Oh, nice screen. Really a poor defensive reaction and the obvious result.
Yeah, when you fail to get over the top, more than likely that jumper is going to go down.
And here is Dellavedova. And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference.
In the studio, you know when the violate, baby, really and truly, yo, my main thug, villain ain't Julio, he moody, yo.